In 2011, a famous guy named Mark Andreessen wrote his now famous article explaining that software is eating the world. The venture capitalist and creator of Netscape meant that a lot of traditional business processes would soon be taken over by the use of software instead of other physical processes. He's been proven correct over and over again with the success of many startups that do exactly this. It turns out that not only has the use of software grown tremendously, but it turns out that hardware is just as important. And you can connect a lot more to the internet than just your iPhone. Everything from your car to your fridge to your home security system can be hooked up to the web to provide a ton of cool features. And in the same way that many people say that blockchain can change how software works, it can also change how hardware works. And that's exactly the reason that IoTeX exists. Welcome to Whiteboard Crypto, the #1 YouTube channel for crypto education, and here we explain topics of the cryptocurrency world using analogies, stories, and examples so that even your grandpa could understand them. In this video, we're going to be explaining what IoTeX is, what products they have created, and of course, some tokenomics of their IOTX token. At its core, IoTeX lives up to its name. It is primarily a company focused on producing great IoT or Internet of Things products. The reason they are different from other IoT companies, and the reason they caught our attention, is that they are using blockchain technology to do this. I know what you're thinking, okay, great. Another company promising to revolutionize an industry using cutting-edge smart contracts and blockchain technology integrated with IoT, yada yada yada. These kinds of descriptions with jargon are easy to glance over as just being tech babble or worse, a scam. But let's dig in to see exactly what IoTeX actually does. While they do have a whole ecosystem of interesting projects and partners, they are mostly known for their unique devices. With so many crypto or DeFi companies limited to basically digital products or digital services, IoTeX is interesting because it is a physical product that you can buy and use yourself. The two main devices they sell are called the UCam and the Pebble. Let's start with the UCam. Now the idea is simple enough without IoT or the blockchain. It's basically just a security camera. IoTeX itself has a nice simple description of this camera. The first blockchain-powered home security camera that protects your loved ones and your privacy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why should we combine Internet of Things with a blockchain? Now, this is a great question, and it highlights a clear use case of IoTex's technology. The advantage of the Internet of Things is that these devices are connected to the internet. They can communicate with other computers to have your refrigerator scan your fridge and maybe order more milk, or carrots, or whatever else you need directly from Amazon Fresh. You may already know about this, but unfortunately, the downside of the Internet of Things is the same thing. These devices are all connected to the internet. That's why those who use other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin understand that taking something off the internet makes it more secure. Connecting it to the internet gives it some cool functionalities, but it makes it less secure. For example, what if somebody hacked into a whole network of smart fridges, or maybe used your garage door opener, or a security camera that you own? Someone could hack into your home security system, giving themselves the power to lock your own doors, disable alarms, cut off your phone lines, water and power. They might have more abilities to do things with your house than you do. And this is why security on the internet is vital, and using a blockchain gives users additional security. A blockchain-based solution like UCam is more secure because, like Bitcoin, you are the only person who holds the private key that can access the data. The data is end-to-end encrypted before it is sent to the cloud, which means it is only ever decrypted when you choose to access it, especially important for someone who has access to your entire house. Now, it's worth noting, I did a lot of research for these videos and I haven't looked at their actual source code to see if the video stream is truly encrypted, so don't make me liable on that. But because of this security, they've also never had a public breach. Moving on, their other popular device sold by IoTeX is called Pebble. Now the use case for this device is simpler but less straightforward. At its most basic form, Pebble verifies real-world data like location, temperature, light, motion, and other data sources using a blockchain. In reality, we've had GPS technology and other sensors for years, so you might be wondering why this is so special. Well, security is a big factor. As we saw with UCam, the data does not have a central point of failure because it's on a blockchain. And although Pebble is mostly seen as a solution for supply chains or logistics, or other business-to-business processes, the true potential of this technology is far-reaching. As many in the crypto space like to point out often, it's likely that we are in the very early days of blockchain applications. We know how to use a blockchain to run a monetary system. That was the original use case when Satoshi Nakamoto invented Bitcoin and the blockchain simultaneously. But when we take a step back, a blockchain is really just a decentralized way of verifying information. Because a ledger has to add up, all of those credits and debits are easier to verify since they're numbers. But things on a blockchain like temperature or location data is another step. The introduction of something like Pebble shows us that just like blockchains have to verify proof of work or proof of stake, it can also be used to verify proof of presence or the physical location of something. As you're watching this, you can probably think of the ways in which this might be used. You could have to verify your presence in a particular location in order to vote in that jurisdiction's election, or maybe upload evidence that a street is free of litter to earn some free tokens from the city government, or maybe even verify news independently. Theoretically, all of this data could be NFTs in the most literal sense, digital tokens that represent things from real life, bridging the gap from bits and atoms. Up until this point, we have shown what IoTeX does as a company and why the union of Internet of Things and blockchain is important. But how does their blockchain actually work on a technical level? Well, the IoTeX blockchain is what is called a delegated proof of stake blockchain. For those who are not familiar with this process, it's basically a proof of stake protocol with a few tweaks. In a normal proof of stake system, everyone in the network participates on a consensus based on how many coins or tokens they have that they are staking. In this similar delegated version, there are a limited number of semi-trusted delegates that achieve consensus. So think about it like this. Basically, if a normal proof of stake chain is a direct democracy where everyone votes and that is the outcome, a delegated proof of stake system is more of a republic where everyone gets to vote, but they're voting on other users that they trust who then do the real work of producing blocks. These block producers all have a time slot in which they need to produce a block, and if they fail to make this block, then the block is skipped and the rewards are pushed to the next block. But what's interesting here is that the average voter who votes on the block producers, they also receive some of the block reward back when the person they voted for successfully produces a block. What this means is that people are incentivized to vote for only the users who they trust to successfully produce another block, because they stand to gain money from its production. And this technically makes the blockchain more secure. Of course, to do any of this, users have to actually stake their token called IOTX. Now you might be wondering, what is IOTX? Although IoTeX the company began in 2017, the token IOTX did not launch until 2018 and was not available to stake until 2020. Originally, it launched using the Ethereum network and was an ERC20 token until they launched a native IOTX blockchain in 2020, but it is still technically compatible with Ethereum. Now, IOTX has their own blockchain, one very similar to Ethereum with much faster block times and lower transaction fees. The IOTX token is essential to using anything on the IoTeX network, like their dApps, their new cross-chain bridges, and to simply run the network. Personally, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for any blue-chip decentralized applications moving over to the IOTX ecosystem. Lastly, let's get into their tokenomics. IOTX is a deflationary token and it uses a unique burn drop mechanism. $1 billion of the IOTX token, or around 10% of the total supply, will be what is called burn dropped, as the first 1 million IoTeX powered devices are actually onboarded to the network. I thought this was a really cool idea. This means that 90% of the $1 billion IoTeX tokens will be burned and removed from circulation as more people onboard to the network, and the other 10% will be dropped, which basically means distributed to the voters that meet the requirement for auto staking of 91 days. This mechanism is facilitated by a smart contract that is triggered every time a new device is added to the network. Also, in terms of early tokenomics, 24% of all tokens were sold via private sale and were distributed between 2018 and 2020. 18% of the total supply was given to the ecosystem fund to help developers, partners, and marketers grow the brand. This also includes their burn drop mechanism. Another 25% went to the IoTeX Foundation, which is used to build the IoTeX platform and protocol. The team received 15% of the tokens, which are vested and given out over a 4-year time frame, which the first tokens being given out in February 2019, and the rest are given out in 6-month intervals. And the last 12 and 6% were given out to mining rewards and a community rewards program. Overall, I think IoTeX is a very interesting blockchain protocol with some truly unique use cases that I wish other blockchains could follow after. I also want to say, a lot of people in the crypto space focus only on decentralized blockchain applications, when in reality, for mass adoption, we will probably have a lot of blockchains that are also public or private companies that use the blockchain technology. Maybe this is something for you to think about. Wrapping this video up, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about how to actually make money using DeFi applications, you can check out whiteboardcrypto.com for a free guide that I've put together, which over 16,000 people have already went through. It's been a phenomenal success, and I plan to add more to it this month. You can also join our newsletter and free Discord on our website too. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope that you've learned something, and most of all, I hope to see you in our next video.